Hello and welcome to a new video with me, Rebecca Walker, joined as always by Richard Walker.
Hello.
Hello. And on the left today we have Stark Crossing, and on the right we have Lanni White Book.
Lanni White Book, that's my new name. I chose it by, looking on the internet, and I changed it by deed poll.
What?
You said on the right is Lanni White Book, that's me.
I did. Great. We've not even got like 50 seconds in and you're already being a dork.
Sorry.
So the decks today then were sort of given to us by the community, and the decks are containing some new cards.
Yeah. You want me to talk? Okay.
Yeah.
So Young Jin Oh from South Korea. Let's call him Young from now on. That's a bit easier. He's been sharing some of his South Korean designs in the community groups, and we decided to play some games with some of those cards.
Yeah. So we had a few people sort of sending us decks. We were originally thinking that we might do it as a deck tournament, but as most of you probably know, I'm very, very heavily pregnant, as in over. So we're not entirely sure we're going to have a lot of time to do an entire tournament's worth. So we've just grabbed some of the decks that were sent in to us, thought we'd play some games, see how Young's cards perform, and just sort of do that. So This is casual, it's not official stuff.
Yeah, casual stuff, just fantasy games really.
Yeah.
With fan-created content, I guess.
Yeah.
I am aware that Hanno presenting Design Team Redesign, but these cards are played as printed with the last restricted list that was handed out in June. Yeah.
So we are not following the current Conclave Design Team's redesigns or anything at this point. As Richard said, this is literally just playing from the original updates from FFG, but having a go
from the Conclave.
The
Conclave in June, yeah.
They did one in June, didn't they? But yeah, with some of the new cards that the South Koreans designed just for a bit of fun.
Cool. So I set up Lannisport Merchant, Meryn Trant, Western Fiefdom, and the Red Keep. I played the White Swords turn 1 to put Sabarat and Selmy into play from my hand.
That seems nice.
Yeah, and I made you first as well, so that seems nice too.
Not so keen on that bit. So I've set up with a Winterfell Steward, a Sansa with a dupe, an old gate and a Winterfell, and then I've played at the gates to go and grab another old gate.
Nice.
And it's currently my marshalling. I've knelt a Winterfell Steward to play out a Winterfell Steward. Exciting times.
That is exciting. Now, Young only shared 2 chapter packs worth of cards.
Yeah.
So you'd think I would remember what they were, but I have no idea what they were. So this game is going to remind me. So do we know who entered these decks?
I have put the deck lists at the end of the game.
Oh, okay.
But quite honestly, I can't remember.
Maybe I'll have a quick look. I will search my memory.
Sorry, guys. It's got your name on the end on the deck lists.
My name?
No, as in the people who...
Oh, you're talking to the community.
Viewers.
Viewers.
So it doesn't look like I'm playing any of the Korean cards at this point. So I've got a Bran. I've played an Umber Loyalist to draw some cards. I've got a Rickon. Okay.
So House Dark Lord of the Crossing is submitted to us by G.H. Kim of the South Korean meta. And the Lannister White Book deck is submitted to us by Evzen Kinderman, who is European.
Oh.
There is an affiliated country, but I'm unsure of exactly what the country is.
No worries. So on to your marshalling, and you have put a card in Shadows. And this is one of the cards. Here we go. So this is one of the South Korean cards.
Oh wow, look what you've done.
I know, I'm getting all technical and stuff, getting fancy with this. So
the resolution on this picture is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Because it looks a lot worse on Facebook.
So this is Saboros Blount. He is a Kingsguard and a Knight with Shadows 3. And a reaction after enters play, you get to search your deck for a Kingsguard character, reveal it and add it to your hand, shuffling your deck. If you control a King character, you can put it into play. But at the end of the phase, if the card is still in play, you discard it. So you don't actually have a King character on the board at the moment, so you're not going to be able to trigger the put into play effect.
No, but I think actually that's worse.
Because you lose the card afterwards, don't you?
That's right. I think playing him in the marshalling phase and getting a duplicate is pretty good. Or even just a King Guard character that you might want to play later is tutor the whole deck, which is pretty powerful. So you can tutor any King Guard character from your deck. Think about that.
So how do you feel about this sort of balance-wise? Because obviously Kingsguard is a sort of theme that's not been pushed that much, I feel, compared to some.
Yep.
Do you feel like this, if it was like a real card, so to speak, would help that kind of theme?
Yeah, I think it's really strong. I think it should probably search the top 10 if I was like trying to achieve some balance. It is good though, I like it. It's a good effect for paying 3 gold because you get a 2 strength Bicon body, which is worth 2 gold. With some text, and then you're paying that extra 1 gold for that tutor.
I attempted to cancel it because it does say search, use my Rickon, but you've used your... Is that a red keep down the bottom you've got there?
It is.
To cancel it. What's the other location, by the way, that you've played out?
As a Lion Gate, one with the gold modifier.
Ah, Lion's Gate.
Yeah, it means I can just sacrifice it or discard it or whatever it is to draw 2 cards if I have 2 cards in shadows.
Ah, I see. So you've used Sir Boris Blount's ability to go and grab a dupe.
Yeah, so if I hadn't have played the White Swords, I could have maybe got the Knight of Flowers and then played the White Sword the next round just to put him into play. But the White Swords is also good, I guess, if you have a big King card character discarded, because they can also come into play from the discard pile.
Oh, right, I see. So if you'd got a King out and you'd played the character onto the board using Blount's ability, you could then get him back the next turn with the plot.
Correct.
That seems quite good.
Yeah.
Although I think getting a 7-cost character into play for free with the plot is still pretty darn good.
It's an 11 gold plot if you do that, which is very strong, but it is limited to a narrow, set of traits. There isn't a lot of King Guard support, and there's no cohesion between, all the King Guard characters. But that could change in future, and then the plot become super OP.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like we were saying, this Blount character.
This Blount character.
This Blount dude. He actually helps to tie in, I think, a little bit of the Kingsguard-y kind of stuff.
Yeah, why do you say that?
Well, because it's searching for Kingsguard, so it's encouraging you to put more Kingsguard characters in your deck. And, working with the plot as well. It's just sort of helping to get a couple of interactions where before there's not as many interactions, I think, for Kingsguard at the moment.
Okay, I get you. That Blount fella.
That Blount dude.
Blount man. Mr. Kinderman is from the Czech Republic, by the way.
Oh.
We have a South Korea against Czech Republic matchup. Played by humble English people.
Yeah. Okay, so are we on to... Yeah, we're on to challenges. So it looks like I've passed my challenges. I've gone straight to you. You've gone for an intrigue, which I've defended. Oh yeah, your agenda's really annoying.
Yes. If I have a king, I can stand my King Guard characters on attack if I win the challenge. But I don't have a king, so they can only restand on defence.
Because it's attack and defence, isn't it, if there's a king?
It's participating, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I didn't really want to do a power with my brand just for you to defend it with Barristan and restand, you know what I mean?
Barristan is a big deterrent.
Especially because he's got renown as well.
Yeah, so you have to commit with 6 or 7 strength just to get over the top of Barristan. And even then, because the agenda stands all defending King Guard characters, you literally have to really go over the top. You have to overcommit.
Is Meryn Trant the Kingsguard?
Meryn Trent is a Kingsguard.
Yeah, so you've got plenty of Kingsguard characters on the board, which, as you say, is most definitely a deterrent from little pokey attacks with my dudes.
Boros is quite chubby and old for a Kingsguard. You'd think he'd be in better shape, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but the Kingsguard never technically retire, right? Don't they just basically carry on as a Kingsguard until they die?
Yeah, but
They're supposed to anyway.
Barristan Selmy didn't, did he? He got stripped of his title.
Yeah, but that was because Cersei's just being a bit of a bitch, really, wasn't it?
Or was it Joffrey? I can't remember the differences now between the show and the book. Wow, you've gone all out. Exposed duplicity.
Yeah, so we've put... I played Exposed Duplicity because...
I have a card in Shadows.
You have a card in Shadows, and I wasn't sure if you were going to have cards in Shadows really much this game. Apparently you do. So I feel like I was slightly premature.
The Lion Gate could have been a clue.
Yeah, but I've said this before, and I know you always take the mick out of me. I genuinely can't see your cards because of the glare from where I'm sitting.
I think you'll find that I'm sitting in front of the window, and that card is directly in front of me. There's no glare on that card. Don't even try and shine me on, love.
There's normally a lot of glare, so I can't see the cards very well. So
you know what? We should swap sides for the next game.
Yeah, but then I don't have my excuse anymore.
Therein lies the rub.
Yeah, and also, like, I just don't know the cards well enough. Like, I genuinely didn't know how that card worked at all.
Which one?
The Lionsgate. Until you told me just then. Yeah, too many cards. It's a miracle that I'm remembering Blount. I've already forgotten his first name.
Boss. Like Boris, and then Boris Johnson, but Boss.
So you're going first.
I've got so much gold.
You've got a pretty decent amount considering you only played at the gates. Then again, you did get the Gates of the Moon, so that makes sense.
Yeah, I did.
And just to note, I got rid of the Bill Bone in Shadows. What's that?
This is Ashmark.
What does that do?
Well, after a phase begins, you can kneel and sacrifice it to return characters of printed cost X to their owner's hand. X is the amount of bestow.
Ah.
So I've chosen 2, so that will return Bran, your Chud, and a Sansa dupe back to your hand.
Well, the Sansa dupe would be discarded, right?
Correct.
I mean, I don't like the sound of that. I have to be honest.
I love that Lion Gate. Yeah, I like the sound of that. I mean, I just get a Chud back to my hand and I keep 3 Kingsguard on the board. Now, the Lanni White Book deck also runs 3 Kevin Lannister. So if you kneel and sacrifice it and you want to marshal Kevin at a later stage, you can just marshal him and choose Ashmark. And then bestow it again and trigger it.
And what's that location at the end?
What
do you mean you don't know? You played it. Like bowels or something?
Tunnels.
Tunnels.
Maybe.
What does it do?
Tunnel or bowels?
Let's go with tunnels.
Or Alchemist Guildhall. Tunnels is the one where you kneel it and return it to Shadows. Then each of your characters get plus X strength. X is the number of cards you have in Shadows. The wording is something like that, not exactly that.
Okay.
So if that goes back into Shadows and triggers, all the characters on the board will get plus 1 strength because that card will be the only card in Shadows.
It might be that one. You definitely have that card at some point during this game.
I did. That's a pretty nice card when you got a Barristan.
So it looks like I'm considering what I want to play. Looks like I've got a choice of a few bigs, but I'm going for Eddard, okay.
Yeah, you're going to have to do something to stop that Ashmark.
Yeah, I think I just needed a big character.
Oh, no.
What
are you considering here?
I'm considering the Ashmark or the... Well, you can see I'm literally tunnels. Doing between the two. Or the tunnels.
Definitely Ashmark.
Yeah, I feel like my board state means that I need to do it on Ashmark.
Yeah, because you lose 2 characters and a duplicate. I lose a character. One of your characters is Bran, and you don't know if I have an event that I'm looking to play.
Yeah. And I'm sitting on 1 gold as well.
Of course, I've invested 5 gold into that 1 card, and you've nullified it with 1 attachment.
I mean, that suddenly sounds even better. Is it 3 cost location?
It is. It's really powerful. It's first snow on a card.
Mm. And you get to have the threat of it just sitting there as well. So you're going in with your first challenge, which is an intrigue using Blount. That'll be currently an intrigue for 2, but you can boost them with the tunnels, if it is the tunnels, which I think it is. We'll go with it. Now, I kind of want to do my crossing, so I'll probably let this go unopposed, I'd imagine. Yep, so unopposed. And claim.
Ooh. That was actually quite scary to see, because you don't often see that either in a crossing deck. Normally you see the core, because of the stealth.
Yeah.
And the duplicate. And so, yeah, that was a little bit like, oh, hang on a minute. I'm not actually dealing with a normal crossing here.
Did it make you concerned that it might be a Valar M?
Yes. I mean, that is a possibility.
But you do have a duped.
Actually, I will say something now about the decks.
Okay.
Now, we got a lot of South Korean submissions.
We did.
We got a lot of South Korean submissions, which is great. And looking at the deck list, we built about half of them and played them.
Yeah.
Looking at the deck list, one thing I really admired how they all built decks that were different to what I would normally expect to see. So the Start Crossing had different cards in it, like, Valaya, which I wouldn't normally expect to see. And there are other decks that are coming in future videos that, again, they built decks in a different way that I wouldn't normally expect to see. And I was thinking it's nice to see decks like that, which have a different idea, but they do have a clear idea.
Mm.
But the other thing was, we completely ran out of Valar Morghulis. Like, every single deck, they all run Valar Morghulis. Rarely First Snow, rarely Valar Dohaeris, definitely Valar Morghulis.
So basically what you're telling me is, if I play a person from South Korea...
They're going to Valar you.
They're going to Valar me?
Yeah.
Just assume they're going to Valar me?
You're going to get Valar.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's something they just like to do. Kill every character and play? Yep, I'm on that.
So, just with the game at the moment, I miscalculated. I thought I was going to be able to win this intrigue, but I forgot that Sansa was -2 strength because of the steward and the crossing. And then you were able to boost your Merrin with the tunnels.
Nice.
So you were able to win that intrigue challenge, which is a little bit sad.
Just in case you think, actually, us running out of Valar Morghulis for these South Korean decks isn't that impressive, we have 6, 7 or 8 Valar Morghulis.
Oh yeah, we've got like 8 core sets and stuff like that, haven't we? So
I mean, it's not a core set card, but we've got the 2 chapter packs and we've got loads of alt arts of it.
Yeah.
And we're still nearly run out.
Even if the alt arts.
Yeah. Because, we do have some other decks as well.
Mm.
I think we've got like 9 or 10 copies and we've got like 1 left.
So I'm doing a military. I attempted to use Winterfell to stop the agenda from triggering, but you cancelled it with the Red Keep. I basically fucked up here because I've got a Nightmares for the Red Keep and totally forgot to use it before my challenge began.
Yes. Yeah, so the interesting thing is there, if you cancel Winterfell, because of the way the card is worded, you would not kneel Winterfell if the effect is cancelled. Because the kneeling of Winterfell is part of the effect, and that gets cancelled, so the kneeling is cancelled. So you are able to use it again on a future challenge.
Yeah.
So that is something.
Better than nothing, I guess.
Better than nothing, you guess.
So I'm going to go into the power using Eddard and Bran. I've not bothered to Winterfell it because I want to use Ned's reaction and make myself feel like I've actually got some power this game.
Nice.
So you get crossing and claim, renown and the Wid, renown.
Well, that was a quick comeback. Look at that, 4-4.
From 5-0 down.
Yeah. Eddard Duck, the fast one, is good.
I used to really like the original Ned. The one that just re-stood, like, when someone attacked. I thought that was great.
He's really cool in melee, when you can get attacked by 3 different opponents.
That's true.
And he can stand a lot there. I think he's better in melee.
Don't really see him nowadays, though, do you?
Never really saw him in the first place.
I don't know, I think you saw standing Eddard a bit in the beginning. Was he corset?
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit in the beginning, but then everyone just forgot to trigger him.
Everyone being you.
True. So much text, you had to do it in smaller font.
Oh, yeah. I have to, on the plots, there are 3 different sizes I have to use. There's, like, the standard size. There's the, it's slightly too long for the box size. I have to just decrease it by 1 standard. And then there's, this is far too long, and I have to decrease it by, like, about 8 points.
Wow.
I know.
We have exchange of information into return to the field. Were you expecting a reset? Were you expecting a Valar Morghulis? Bear in mind, I'm not playing a South Korean deck.
I don't really know what I was expecting. I think, if I remember correctly, this deck's got 2 returns. Maybe.
Does it?
I think it might do.
I think it's at this point we can mention that return to the field is the Stark Crossing restricted card, and the Red Keep is the Lanni White Book restricted card. Because we are using the Conclave restricted list.
Yeah.
The now dead Conclave restricted list. Rest in peace. I'm still hoping that someone's going to make an organisation and do something else again.
Yeah, I mean, with the designs that the design team, funny enough, have been working on, they seem optimistic that you won't need a restricted list with these redesigns. So that would be good.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting a little bit sceptical there that it's going to happen. Someone's going to build an organisation. It looks like we might just end up with loads of different designs and loads of different metas, which, again, if that's what people want, is fine.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with playing a tournament with these cards as long as everyone knows in advance that the tournament you're doing is going to be playing with these cards.
Yeah. I think it's tricky because it's getting somebody that the community trusts, like, you know, getting someone that the whole community trusts to sort of do that kind of thing.
Yeah, but then it's like a popularity contest, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, let's take you, for example. People could trust you, but then they
I
want you to do it. It's like a popularity contest. Well, that's a given.
I don't know what half the cards are now, let alone ones that need fixing and stuff.
I don't think you need to know the cards. I just think you need to know how to organise. Look at all that gold I'm getting on my exchange turn.
I know.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Hmm.
So you only decided to return to the field 1 character. But you got a gold and a card.
Yeah.
Fairly happy with your hand?
Yeah, I didn't really know what else I'd get rid of because I don't want to get rid of the Ember Lawyers because then I lose cards. I don't want to get rid of Bran because Bran is useful. Sansa's got a dupe and he's got power on him. Sansa's got a dupe and Ned's Ned, so who else would I sack really?
So why did you play it?
I think I've got weird plot choices. I can't remember what my plot choices are now. If you want to look them up, that's absolutely fine by me.
Is that because you didn't want to play PD yet on my board?
If I had PD, I would be so happy to be playing PD right now.
Look at my 3 Lion Gates.
I know, it's ridiculous. You got 2 cards in shadows now. One of them we know is tunnels.
I'm doing that thing I hate when you play against a shadow player and they look at each of their shadows card.
At least it's only 2.
True. Boas is still around.
Yeah?
Boas Johnson.
Oh dear.
Well, to be fair, he looks as inept. Don't choke on your tea. I'm sorry if you're a Conservative fan. My board hasn't really improved.
No, but we've got a spoiler. Well, not spoiler, a South Korean card even. So I've just played out Barrowtown, or Barrowton.
Mm-hmm.
It is a 3-cost location with the trait of the North and a reaction after a card you control is sacrificed, draw 1 card, limit once per phase. So this would have been nice to have out before I played Return to the Fields, but does explain why the deck has 2 Return to the Fields in it. because obviously when you sacrifice your cards for return to the field, you get an extra card because of this baritone. And it's limit once per phase, so you can do it in the plot phase. And then if, for example, you've got Skagos, which this deck does run, you can do that in other phases too, and Bran cancelling events, so Rickon cancelling searches. So this deck's quite nice in that it has lots of interactions with baritone. Also, sacrifice is a big sort of Stark trait anyway, right? So, I mean, it seems good to me.
Again, I'm astounded by how much better the card looks when it's not on Facebook. The image is so much clearer. Baritone, yeah. Do you think it's a fair card?
Yeah. I mean, you'll limit once per phase, so it's not like you can do return to the field, sacrifice 3 characters and get 3 cards from it. So, you know, you're only going to have to trigger it once. It's 3 costs, so it's quite expensive. Although you can reduce it with fealty. I don't know, I think it's fair.
Yeah.
And because of the cost of it as well, if you're against another Stark player, they can Froso it if they're really concerned.
True. You can red door it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I think it's a fair card. If you look at other cards like Gates of Winterfell, you can draw 1 card only from that. That's 2 cost. Look at other 3 cost locations that draw you cards. So, for example, the Red Keep. You can draw 2 cards with that, but you can't lose a power challenge. But it does give you +2 strength in the power challenge. So there's kind of like a side benefit. A Great Kraken, you can draw 2 cards around.
Yeah.
And it gives Balon to Del. But you have to win unopposed. This card doesn't really have drawbacks, but you're most likely to only have 1 or 2 cards drawn around, sometimes 3. So you've got the option. I think it's balanced.
Yeah. And we've got another card as well for Stark being played here. So again, this is a 3 cost card. It's an attachment, but it is loyal. So again, it can be reduced by fealty. It's unique Stark character only. An attached character gets +1 strength and gains intimidate. And the interrupt, when attached character be killed, remove Greywind from the game to choose and kill this character with strength 3 or lower. So this is Greywind, which means that you wouldn't be able to play the character Greywind at the same time as this attachment. Just the same as with the Shaggy Dog. There is a Shaggy Dog attachment and card, right? So you wouldn't be able to, you know, play them both at the same time. So it does stop, you know, you just sort of spamming stuff like that, I guess. I feel like this is quite strong. I mean, +1 strength and intimidate is very nice. Intimidate's always good. And then when the attached character be killed, choose and kill a character strength 3 or lower. Again, seems really nice.
So attached character has to die, and they're a unique Stark character, which is the downside. When I first saw this card, I didn't like it much.
Right.
You know, I thought they're highly situational, strength 3 or lower. Yeah. But actually, I think I like it more and more. I especially, you know, the Intimidate is already on Nymeria, and Nymeria is 2 cost, and it only gives you +1 strength. But the kicker is the kill. When a character, you know, you die, well, you control when this character is killed. And I like that both Grey Winds work with the Wolves of the North. There's the Wolves of the North, you want to stealth somebody and reduce their strength. And then Grey Wind want to eat them, Grey Wind the character. But if you're running this attachment Grey Wind, you can still use Wolves of the North and reduce strength, and then perhaps your opponent will be reluctant to kill. And, you know, because if you take that character for claim, then you can kill that character. So that kind of works. I like the card a lot more than I thought I would. The only thing I don't like about it is that it doesn't have the pay 1 gold to attach it to another character, which I think is a Direwolf attachment theme.
Okay.
So Summer, Lady, Nymeria, Shaggy Dog, you can pay a gold and you can move the attachment.
I never really noticed that.
So it doesn't have that, and yeah, I think I would like it if it did.
I think one of the things that I did find with this attachment was it was difficult to know whether to put it on a big character for the Intimidate or to put it on a character that's more likely to die.
This is one of the things I like about it, because it forces decisions. It forces you to make a choice of how best to use the card, rather than I automatically play this card on my best character, you know. And this is why it's quite interesting that you've made the choice to put it on Osha, which is pretty good with the Intimidate because you can fake out your opponent now. Your opponent may feel like they need to defend because they can't afford the Intimidate.
Yeah.
When really you just stand Osha back up and you can Intimidate on another challenge. So I think that's a really good choice. And of course you don't mind if Osha dies so much because you can just go kill Meryn Trant or Boris Johnson.
Are you praising my choice to put it on Osha because I was going to put it on Ned and then you recommended that I put it on Osha?
Yes, exactly that. I'm praising myself.
Did you remember that's what happened?
Yeah.
You're such a shitbag.
I'm wondering if you're going to own up to it.
Yeah, I'm not clever enough to make that kind of that kind of realisation.
I don't know. You finished higher than me at Worlds there.
You keep saying this.
Put to the sword.
Oh yeah, I was just like, what the actual fuck?
I was so sad. You duped Ned.
I couldn't believe it when you played Put to the Sword. I was like, where did that even come from? And of course, you've got that bloody red keep. So even if I bran it, you can just red keep my bran.
Yep.
It's like, oh, god damn it. So I'm going to attempt to bran it anyway.
Keep him alive.
Yeah, not so much keeping him alive, more just it uses up your red keep, so maybe I can use some of my other things.
But you get a Barrowton trigger.
And I get a Barrowton trigger, yeah.
Despite the fact you have no Skagoth or any other sacrifice-related outlets at this point.
So I was a little bit suspicious when you got rid of the dupe off of Ned, because I was like, a dupe. I'd have gone for probably the Umber Loyalist, because that will also make me get rid of my cards, which means that you're probably going to Valar me next turn. So then when it came to actual military claim, I'm a little bit reluctant to take that little dupe off of Sansa. Which is why I take a little bit of time now deciding who I want to kill for military.
So with Barrowton, I find the interesting decision to play Return to the Fields as a restricted card quite interesting because you obviously want to try and take advantage of Barrowton's draw in the plot phase because you think Skagoth in the challenge phase is going to be handy and maybe marshalling phase too. When you could play Wyman, and every time Wyman sacrifices the character, you double draw essentially, one for Wyman and one for Barrowton, because Wyman's not limited to any phase. So, yeah, I wonder if a deck with Wyman and some of the other tempo cards, like She-Bear to chuck things on the board so you can sack them, it could be a good shout with a card like Barrowton.
Yeah, makes sense. I decided to kill off the Osha for claim and then use the Grey Wind to kill your Meryn Trant.
He was going to die to my own Valar anyway, so by your logic. But yeah, I think that's the best choice because you don't want to take Standard Duke, you don't want to get rid of the Umber Loyalist at this stage if you don't want to get rid of any cards. And you're not going to kill Ned.
No.
So Osha's a fine choice.
Yeah, I think she was the most logical choice at that point.
I think I would have been tempted to kill the Umber Loyalist, perhaps, and draw cards with the old gate.
Yeah, I think...
Didn't need the money.
No.
You might now, though.
I think I had 2 of those in hand.
Oh, really? Gross.
But yeah, I think... I can't remember if you told me or not that you had Valar, but I was aware that I didn't want to splurge my board too much, which is why I didn't bother using it earlier to put out more characters and things.
When I've seen a lot of White Book decks on the Iron Throne, often they run Wildfire.
Okay.
Because they've got really expensive Kingsguard characters, Knight of Flowers, Barrowton Selmy, Balon Swan. Expensive Kingsguard characters. They don't want to Valar Deheris them, of course. And Valar Morghulis, well, they're such expensive characters, you don't want to dead draw them. And so Wildfire often is a reset of choice in those decks.
Okay.
But
Good thing I'm down to 3 characters then.
Exactly, I'm helping you.
Yeah, you're totally bullshitting. So I go for an Intrigue with Sansa. This is my second challenge. Which means I'm saving the power with Ned for my third and final challenge to get the crossing off. So the Intrigue goes through unopposed. Ah, that's why you were delaying. You're considering the Conclave it's due.
Another trigger on Boas.
Yeah. And saving a character from dying to potential Valar, maybe?
No, what? I think, no. You're reading too much into it, Rebecca.
But look, I'm winning.
What?
Smashing you, mate.
Oh, I don't like this.
So I decided to use my old gate. Well, I am still a little bit suspicious about the getting rid of a dupe off Ned.
I think taking the cards is good. But if you've got 2 returns to the field, what are you worried about? To play your other return to the field. Win-win.
Yeah. I don't know if maybe I thought at the time maybe you were double bluffing me.
Haha, the mind game.
Yeah.
I do like the mind game, Rebecca.
Well, I guess we'll see when I reveal my plot card what I decided to do. Yeah. Probably should have played that second return, shouldn't I?
I don't think you have a second return.
Do you not? Have I just misremembered?
In fact, I've got the deck list on my phone somewhere.
Yeah, you've got the deck list. You can just look it up.
Which one was it?
Start Crossing. Yeah. Found it?
There is a 2 return to the field.
There
Come on,
are
Rebecca.
2. All right.
You should know this.
But I have played A Time for Wolves, which I think is not as good a counter, but still helps.
Why?
Because I can get Summer.
No, I'm going to cancel it.
You can't cancel me getting Summer.
No, we're just going to cancel Summer's ability so your dude can stay in the bin.
Aww.
Like I'm even getting Red Keep prepared and in position and moving that ash mark out of the way because I'm never going to use it ever again. You're dumping that second path in the Black Gate.
Yeah. Well, I think I kind of like the cards I have in hand. And then, yeah, gonna go and find a Summer. So, I mean, I guess I don't mind too much if you cancel it with the Red Keep, because the bonus of you doing that means at least you're not going to cancel another ability that I might want more.
Yeah, just those treacheries in hand that you got to worry about.
You don't run treachery.
Treachery needs a unique Lannister on the board anyway and a gold. Last time I checked, Barristan told me definitely not Lannister. He's sitting there pretty with a couple of power on him.
Yeah.
Got 3 power on him.
Yeah, he's got 3.
Nice.
He's doing well.
Barry Stan.
If you notice any glitches in the video, by the way, it's just things like the doorbell and needing the loo and stuff like that.
Classic.
Yeah.
We can't even go a whole game now without going to the toilet. We're so old.
It's not my fault.
Oh yeah, because you're pregnant. I just need the toilet. Oh, your water's breaking.
No, I just need a wee. Every half an hour.
Well, now that our viewers are attuned to your toilet habits.
Yeah, it's a good thing there are no tournaments at the moment, because I'm not sure I'd be able to manage a whole tournament.
It's worth pointing out, if you heard a little gap in our commentary, it's because Rebecca paused it and went to the toilet and came back and we restarted. And that was about a minute or 2 ago.
Fuck off. I'm 41 weeks pregnant, alright? I'm allowed to have toilet breaks.
No comment.
Uh-huh. So, on to my marshalling then. Oh yeah, that's why I wasn't too bothered with getting rid of the path of that gate, because I had a King's Road. I was like, well, I can afford to play what I want to play. I thought you were going to say, I have a Skagos, so I could just Skagos somewhere and get my thing back. That would be nice.
Oh, this is good. So again, we have spoiled a redesign video for their attempts, But this is, of course, not that. This is the original text on the card, so you search your whole deck.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you're interested in the redesigns that the previous Conclave's design team put out, you can find a couple of videos on the YouTube channel. I think it's the videos just before these ones, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if you're interested to see what the redesigns are, you can look at those. But as we've said, for this particular game, we're just sticking with the June updates from the Conclave.
Yep.
And stuff like that. So.
RIP.
I thought you were saying that because I'd chosen our saying, and you were like, "Rip up the card. You're not allowed that one."
No, just rest in peace for the Conclave.
Oh, never mind. You win some, you lose some.
Yeah, but some of us, in fact, I'd say a lot of us, don't like losing.
That's fair.
I mean, you particularly get pretty sulky when you lose.
Me? Let's not go there. So it looks like I'm going to use that King's Road.
Do you remember when we first started playing first edition? We picked it up like 6 months before second edition came out, and we were playing with the core set, and I was playing Stark, and you were
I
playing
used to smash you a
Targaryen,
lot, right?
and you smashed me 4 games in a row with the, just learning games, and we had a hell of a load of plot to play with. And then I beat you in the 5th game, and you tantrumed hard.
I did not.
You really did.
No, I didn't. Although I do remember when you got the then UK national champ Dave Bamford round to our house as for some practice games, and you were like, "Oh, you should have some games from Rebecca," and I was like, "I'm not playing him. He's a UK national champion. I don't want to embarrass myself in front of him."
Yeah, you literally hid in the other room.
I think I actually did.
The whole time Bamford was around.
And then you got all 3 Kevin. And then it just turned out it's just Bamford.
Yeah, just Bamford.
It's just Bamford.
He's not scary. He was very nice and friendly and accommodating.
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously, we know him. Doesn't seem quite as scary. But at the time, it's very daunting to have the UK national champion come round to your house to show you how to play the game.
Very daunting.
Oh, what you got back?
Well, I tossed some barrels with my gold mine into the bin to draw a card. Then I played Kevin Lannister to
get him back.
Put him into play. I figured I'd dupe him so I don't have to take the chud for claim soak.
That's fair enough. I'd really love to hear someone's reaction to out of context. I tossed my bowels.
Tossed my bowels into the bin.
Into the bin with my gold mine. Just be like, fly on the wall. Just be like, what the hell are you talking about?
Game of Thrones, I got LCG out of context.
Yeah. Yeah, there are some very, very strange things that people can come out with out of context.
Have you ever watched with the subtitles, the closed caption?
Oh my god, the subtitles with these videos are absolutely amazing.
I did a military challenge with the Batman once.
Yeah.
I'm still not sure what that was.
Oh, is that the tunnels back out? Look at this bullshit you've got on your back row. Honestly, how am I meant to do anything?
Are we in the marshalling phase?
Oh, I don't bloody know anymore.
Because if not, then I probably should have triggered the Lion Gate and got some more cards.
I don't know. I really needed PD in this deck.
Yeah, PD is one of those cards. You only really need it when you really need it. But then in the games you don't really need it, you don't really need it.
Yes, true.
Which turns out to be, 5/7 of your games.
It's like exposed duplicity. It's like, you don't need it that often. But then when you need exposed duplicity, you need exposed duplicity.
Yeah, see, this is the problem with some plots. And one of the Korean meta plots was an unshakable mind, which the stats were originally 271. I see they've been upgraded to a 371.
Is this the attachment one?
This is the one that discards all attachments in play. Now, really, really strong plot, but probably only going to do something in a tournament 2 out of your 7 games. So really strong in those 2 games, because if you've got 6 attachments on the board and your opponent coating you in milk of the poppies and the tainted and condemned. Just get rid of the whole lot in the bin. Super powerful.
Yeah.
But again, Dark Crossing.
Not going to do much.
It's going to do bugger all, is it?
In fact, is it this deck that's got Unshakable Mind in it? Could you check for me?
My God.
I know we played like one of the games where it's got that.
Yes.
Yeah. And it just didn't get played.
Yeah, I mean, there were some people in the Facebook group saying this plot is far too strong. But this is what they were saying about exposed duplicity when it came out. Kill shadow, it's stupid. Everyone's going to play barring, king plot, exposed duplicity. But of course, not many people did. And it turns out not many people wanted to play it because it was dead against a non-shadow deck. So why would you play a plot that's only good in 2 of your 7 games?
Yeah. Which is why you tend to find plots like At the Gates in so many plot lists, because it's always useful. It's always good to be able to get that economy, and it's just a nice stable opener. So it's just a really, really common, solid opening plot. You always know that you're going to be able to use it. Whereas, like you say, something like Exposed Duplicity or the Unshakable Mind, for example, isn't always going to be good, isn't always going to work.
Agreed. I got no claim, but look at that beautiful backboard.
Ugh.
Oh, I remember this game. This was the game at the end where I wanted to do the banter.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. And then I can't remember if I did it or not.
You kind of did. So I'm doing a big military. I think I fucked up the challenges during this round. I can't remember how. But yeah, I won the military, so I can use
Jason Malibu
to choose and discard a Shadows card. I knew one was Tunnels and one was a mystery card. I decided to go for the mystery card, but now I'm regretting my decision and wish I'd gone for the Tunnels, I think. Because I think, was the mystery card the Regent?
The Regent Guard? But I'm happy to keep the Regent Guard because I can bring Kevin back to my hand and play him again and bring something else from my discard.
True.
If only I had a way to get rid of that ash mark.
But I let you keep the Tunnels, and now I'm, like I say, I think I sort of maybe should have got rid of the Tunnels. I think I was worried because I felt like maybe you had Robert Strong. So I was a little bit concerned that you might play that.
Yeah, the card I'm waiting for to show up is, I suppose, Tyrion.
Yeah.
Because Tyrion, when he comes out of Shadows, he can put Ashmark back into Shadows, discarding that Frozen Solid, giving me the ability to bring Ashmark back out of Shadows.
Does he only work when he comes out of Shadows then?
Well, no, it only works after a card you control comes out of Shadows, but he needs to be on the board.
Oh, okay.
To trigger his reaction. So if I bring him out of Shadows at some point, I can surprise, maybe win a challenge and trigger his reaction.
Yeah. So I've gone for my second return to the fields now. A little bit delayed, but...
You could catch my Valor... Oh, wait.
Oh, bug off. So I'm going to get rid... No, I'm not high-fiving you. So I'm going to get rid of the Bear Island Scout because with the return to the fields and the Barrington, I get to draw 2 cards. You right?
Yeah. Well, it looks like the 8 is upside down.
It's not. It's just the font.
Sorry.
But thank you for pointing that out.
It's too uniform. The top needs to be slightly smaller. Anyway.
I apologise for my choice of font.
It's okay. So what are you going to do now?
Cry.
Why? Do you think I've won the game?
No, not necessarily. But you do have a very strong backboard.
Yeah, once a backboard gets like that, it's like when you play against Martell and they have all of those locations, then they play Valar Morghulis, and that's the point you normally know that you're screwed. Because you can't build your board the way they now can. The only thing I think the White Book deck is missing is perhaps more draw.
I mean, you've been sitting on line gates.
Oh, is this the banter thing?
Oh, yeah. This is where you didn't quite have enough
Gold!
Maybe. Even though you had like 15, 16 gold.
I think maybe I shouldn't have done that. Or maybe it's just next round.
No, I've got a feeling it's this round.
Doesn't look like it.
Why?
No, not this round. I've passed marshalling.
Oh.
It's next round. But now I have a queen on the board.
Diddle-a-dung.
But only one king guard. That's something I completely forgot. That Corset Cersei is a queen.
Is she? Is the big one not a queen?
Maybe. I couldn't remember the Corset Cersei. Oh my god.
Why can't you speak?
A Corset Cersei.
This is normally a me thing. I'm normally the one that can't get my words out right.
The Lannister woman is a queen.
The Lannister woman. Shay.
No. She ain't no Lannister.
She'd like to be. Got a dupe to rob out. I think it's going to be too little, too late. But...
Yeah, Barrowton hasn't done much work for you.
I don't know. It's drawn me a couple of cards. I got one from the brand trigger.
You did?
One from the return then.
Yep.
I've not seen Skagos yet.
Oh.
Speak of the devil. So that's not helped. But now I've got Skagos. The thing is, it's because I don't know what's in my deck.
You always use that as an excuse.
It's because you literally get the deck lists and build the decks and just say, here, you're playing this. I'm like, cool.
And then you're like, can you send me the deck list for the video? And I send you the deck list for the video.
Yeah, for the video after we've recorded the game.
And you spend about half an hour before the game looking through your deck and making notes.
Well, that's bullshit.
I can show you the notes, guys. If you want to see the notes, I'll post them up on the White Walker Facebook.
They're not even thinking. How can you show something that doesn't exist? It's such a little shitbag.
Here come the tunnels.
Yeah. I think you're doing that in marshalling just so you can get the card and then you put them back in so you can trigger them again in the challenges or something.
Yeah, they're max once per phase. But I can still trigger them, put them back in the challenge phase and bring them out in the challenge phase. So,
seems acceptable.
No drama. Well, green seems like an easy choice.
Yeah, because my Sansa's not going to be doing much.
Sansa. Good impression, Littlefinger.
Go on, you got to finish the thing now.
I'm tired. Been a long day.
That's
Chasing kids off the roof, running over a bloke on a scooter, trying to get hit by other cars. Been a hell of a day.
You have had an interesting day. Sorry, I'm just recalling the story of how a group of youths were running across your work roof because they'd stolen a mobile phone and were trying to make a quick getaway.
They were about 11 years old. They weren't like teenagers.
Jesus. Those are well coming to.
Oh.
Okay, so go on, this is yours.
After you win an intrigue challenge by 5 or more strength, look at an opponent's hand, then choose and discard one card from that hand. If that card is a character, place it in its owner's dead pile instead. That's really strong.
Especially for only one cost.
You have to win an intrigue by 5. And
I don't think that's that bad though.
It kind of does the same thing as Tears, except Tears reduces your board, whereas this doesn't. But Tears has to be only on a character that doesn't have an intrigue icon, whereas this can just target anyone in your hand.
This is also loyal, which sort of stops you from just sort of, chucking it into a banner deck and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. How do you feel about it? Do you like the card?
I think it could be really annoying, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think, a lot of decks are going to hate this card.
Yeah. So I do have a confession. I knew you had this because I gave it to you in the exchange of information earlier in the game. But as this game was to try and demonstrate the different cards in use, and I couldn't really defend by very much anyway, I thought it was good to show off the card.
Yeah, interesting art. Loads of hanged men in a tree and some burning shit just off screen.
Yeah, I don't know where the South Koreans got all the artwork for these cards.
Internet, I expect.
Good old internet.
So, I've won the challenge by 5, have I?
Yeah.
How did I win it by 5?
I don't know. I'm assuming tunnels.
Did I put it into shadows in challenge phase and then bring it out again to draw a card?
Probably.
Yeah, okay. Otherwise, she's not 5 strength.
Let's just assume you did that. And then you get 2 claim as well, so you just completely obliterated my hand.
Bye-bye.
So you chose to kill the, oh, what's her face? Alasane?
Alasane. Yeah, why not?
There was a Darcy.
It means you
Daisy.
can...
Not Darcy.
Darcy.
There was a Daisy you could have killed.
Yeah, I did that so you could Skagos Summer and then get Alasane back.
There's only one summer in the stack.
I know. I also knew that, which is why I did it.
Your dog.
Thank you.
You've done a little challenge. I decided to defend with Rob.
To make that power deficit less.
Yeah.
For when I smash you.
It's fine, because I get to restand my board when you do the military, right? Right?
I mean, yeah. There's nothing at all that would stop this.
Yeah.
Cool. What you going to do?
Maybe I'll Winterfell it so you can't restand him.
But then you can't trigger Bob.
But if he's Nell, I don't need Rob.
True.
But you've got like 3 cancels on the board.
Yep.
Very depressing.
So you're going to try and use Winterfell anyway. I say try because I'm going to cancel it. Well, why might that be, Rebecca?
I don't know.
Put to the sword.
Oh shit, have you got another put to sword?
I'm pretty sure I have another put to the sword. And I'm hoping you
you
defend
do, actually.
only with the scalp.
Wish granted.
Ah, what a surprise. Pick up my hand. Hello.
I forgot you had the second one.
Barristan Selmy's cutting down your characters left, right and centre.
He
on his
is.
own.
They should never have retired him.
His own.
I assume he killed Jason.
Yeah. Jason Malibu. Get him dead.
I think his Sans is now like -2 strength or something. -3 maybe. Poor girl.
I've triggered the tunnel, so I couldn't have done it earlier. Is that Hunt Tunnel? No, that's Alchemist Guild Hall. So I've cancelled your WOB with your Alchemist Guild Hall.
Yeah. Well, this is all rather depressing, isn't it?
Not for me. It's amazing. I
Look
forgot.
at that Barristan.
I forgot to trigger the white book, but you kindly let me do it.
Of course.
Another toilet break for you, was that?
Maybe.
I'm referring to the glitch, guys.
Well, we don't have to point out every glitch.
Oh, I'm sorry. What glitch? Hello?
Yeah, there wasn't a glitch.
What's going on?
The Matrix is real.
I am in the
What
Matrix.
isn't real?
What? What are these lines of code going across my eyes?
Yeah, and you're bringing out the the tunnels again, Alchemist Guild. I don't know.
Alchemist Guild Hall.
I didn't bother attacking because all I'd be doing is giving you more renown. So
That would have been a way to quicken the game.
I don't think we need to quicken it anymore.
I think we could quicken it quite a lot because we're 59 minutes and 34 seconds in. We need to find a way to quickenating it.
Yeah, but it's only that long because it's had the little cards popping up.
Oh yes, that is true.
What we got? Win or die into trading. Oh yeah, this is the round.
This would have been such a great play.
You needed 1 extra gold if I remember correctly.
I think I sulk.
You do genuinely sulk. In fact, I think there's another glitch where I basically... Oh yeah, that's my draw off When Will You Die.
That's great.
I got 2 Rickon. And then the other cards I drew were an Osher, who's already dead. And I think the other one was an Arya, maybe? Yeah. And what kind of fucking draw is that from Win or Die? But anyway, I think there's another glitch because basically you start sulking because you can't do it.
Well, you know
and
what?
I basically
Not only
just
that,
cut
it's
out like a
because
minute's worth of you sulking.
not only that, it's because I start my marshalling with not realising I can do this thing, and then I think I draw cards with Goldmine, and then it makes the thing possible. I'm like, oh no, I've spent too much money. Should have Goldmined first.
But yeah, so there's literally a glitch for the minute while you're sulking.
I bet it's only 10 seconds, guys. But
It was about a minute.
But she put the glitch in there to make me look bad.
Trying to cover my mouth to stop me telling the truth. Look how much gold I've got for my friggin' Rickon and Arya. Bloody thing.
Look how much gold I've got for absolutely nothing.
You get even more gold in a minute. That's just the 10 from your bloody trading, isn't it? You're going to get like an extra, like what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus. How did you not have enough gold?
7 plus the 2 reductions, but -1 for my loan.
Oh dear.
I picked a good time to Pentoshi after your hand was emptied.
Yeah.
Which is really what the plot should be for, not as an opener.
Look at that exciting board.
Yeah, that's going to be really good when I play Put to the Sword.
You don't have another one. This deck only runs 2.
Oh.
So, there you go. You've drawn the card and now you're like, woohoo!
No, I don't think I am. I'm going to need some gold from you, Rebecca. So shall I tell them what the cool thing was?
Well, they'll see in a moment.
Will they? Do I do it?
Kind of. The card in the shadows. Is that the Tyrion?
I don't know. Reduction of 2. This could be the mistake. This is almost definitely the mistake. It is the mistake.
It is the mistake.
See, that's what I didn't need to do. What I should have done was just put Tyrion in shadow, bring Tyrion out of shadow, put Ashmark in shadows, then I'd have the money to marshal Ashmark, bestow it 3, and...
Oh, it's because you hadn't done the second one yet.
This is when I drew the Tyrion.
That's when you drew it.
Like an idiot. Yeah, and then I could have bestowed Ashmark for 3, basically wiping your board of everyone except Rob, because you've got Arya and Rickon can't be saved.
You're such a dork.
That's why it was hilarious. This is why I was loving it.
So you bring the tunnels out.
This must be when I drew the Tyrion. So I was wondering, why didn't I do it before? But really, you should try and draw the card before you play your characters out. So I played Jamie out, thinking, yeah, whatever.
Okay. So now's the bit where you're
I'm
excited.
devising a plan. I'm trying to calculate my gold. This the bit where I'm sulking.
I think this is the bit where you realise what you could have done and got sad.
I was like, but I need 5 gold for Tyrion, 3 gold for
You were like
Ashmark.
praying.
Yeah, I need 5 gold for Tyrion, 3 for Ashmark, and 3 for the bestow, and I've only got 10.
You don't need 3 for the bestow, though.
But I could have got rid of Summer.
He's such a saddo. So you brought Tyrion out of shadows.
You know what you could have done?
Me?
Yes, you.
What could I have done?
You could have Skagothed Arya into the 5-cost Arya, of which there is one of in the deck, and that way you would have been left with Rob, 5-cost Arya, and a Rickon.
I didn't know what you were going to do.
Well, you did after I did this.
But I couldn't remember what it did.
That's no excuse. You don't even know what to do with the attachment. You're like,
I know.
I don't want to put it down.
I was trying to check if it was terminal or not. Because normally they say it's terminal near the top, don't they? But I think that one says terminal near the bottom of the text. I don't know, or not.
Outcome, Ashmart. I guess I'm only going to bestow it 2 because I'm annoyed now.
Yeah, I think I'd already cut the video because you tried to do some other stuff as well.
No, I doubt it. I don't think there was even a glitch because I did not sock. But bye-bye Ashmark to other reaction to the challenge phase beginning. And because of Arya's out, Rickon can't be saved.
Like, I'm trying to get rid of the dupe and you're like, yeah, but look at Arya!
Got him.
That was depressing.
That was banter. And I return an Lanni merchant to my hand.
Look at the state of this.
I like Ashmark.
On my win or die turn.
I like Ashmark even more when you marshal Kevin and then bring Ashmark to the board and then you bestow it and then you ruin everyone's hopes and dreams. There's that Korean card, the King's Landing Smuggler, where after it leaves play you can put a gold on a card you control from the treasury. That would be really nice on Ashmark.
Yeah, I'm just like, rah! Oh yeah, I remember this. You said, just do a military against me. Like, because you had, I think you've got one more card that you're meant to be showing.
Yep.
And then you were like, just do a military against me. And then you realised you didn't have any gold to play the card. So I did the military. And then you were like, oh, actually, I don't have the gold to play the cards, so I'm just going to defend and win. I was like, what the fuck? You just told me to do the military so you could show off the last card.
Sucker. GG.
There you go, the last one.
Oh yeah, not today. I was going to kill off Jamie, and because there were 2 more copies in the deck somewhere, it would have been highly likely that he'd come back into play.
Well, we've got that card appearing in a different game instead. So
okay, forget I said anything.
So we'll look at that card in one of the other games. I think it's in the second game.
I just did it and I would have got another Jamie.
Oh yeah. So I mean, like we say, that was a casual game. Those cards are not official. They're not official spoilers. They are just cards, fan-made cards from the South Korean meta, and the decks were submitted by you guys.
GH Kim and Ed Then Kinderman.
I remembered. So we do have the deck list that was submitted just at the end of the video, so we can just have a little look at those.
Well, you really did do some work on this video. Here we go.
I did, yeah. So
Protectors of the Queen, is that the deck name?
That's what he called it.
Very nice.
So yeah, they had to be typed up because obviously they don't have official cards. Yeah, so apologies for the slightly basic presentation here of the deck.
I mean, it's the fact that the characters are at the end and then the events are at the start. It really threw me off at there.
Sorry, I was just trying to fit everything in on the page.
So there were no attachments in the deck for an unshakable mind.
No, which is why I didn't bother playing it in that start deck.
But there was 2 Not Today, 2 Lions Retribution. What else was there? That was...
Oris Blount. There was only one of, but you found him pretty early, so that was good.
Boas.
Yeah.
Is that it?
So
yeah,
all of those locations are like normal ones, aren't they?
Normal.
But yeah, so we didn't really see Not Today in action, but like I say, in the next video we do see that being used. Lines Retribution seemed alright.
Yeah, I can imagine it's really painful turn 1 if Lannister get that big intrigue against you.
Yeah.
And of course it works quite nicely with Hands of Gold, where you win an intrigue by 5. You can play that, you can put a character back into their hand. So if, let's say they've got a Bob Start unprotected, you can bounce him back to the hand and then you can play the Retribution to get rid of him and kill him.
Seems good. And just got the crossing deck on the screen, obviously. So we did have, as we mentioned, the Unshakable Mind. That wasn't played in this game. I think we do see it maybe in another game. I can't remember. Actually now. Yeah, wasn't going to do much in this match.
Yeah, we've got 2 Barrowton and 2 Grey Wind. They are the 2 South Korean design cards that we played in the game.
Yeah.
So we got to see both of them. That's good.
Yeah, they were both all right.
See, there was 1 5-cost Arya in the deck.
Ah.
So if you'd have known the deck, you would almost definitely have done the play.
Definitely. Didn't see any cat. Cat would have been nice.
Yeah.
Kind of been really good, actually. Should have stopped your bloody Red Keep shenanigans.
Exposed Duplicity actually did something.
Vaguely. Anyway, we'll wrap this up. So we hope that you all enjoyed the games, the game even. We've got a couple more ready to come out, so we'll get those commentated on and put them out for you. And yeah, we'll hopefully see you next time. Thanks as always to the Patreons.
And thank you for the decks.
Oh, and yeah, obviously thank you for the decks.
Thank you to Young as well.
Yeah, for organising all. And yeah, if you'd like to support the channel, you can do so by going to patreon.com/The White Walkers. And we'll be back with the next game as soon as we can.
Excellent. Goodbye.
Bye.